Alright, been a little while since we've done this again because of GW3. But we need to get back into this because it's a thing that exists. Okay, well that's gotta be fixed. The layering here is fucked. And that's because I moved things around since we last did this. And to fix that, I need to find the window. Let's just get the game maker window. Runner, created with game maker. This thing, I think. Here we go. There we go. Fix the layering. Okay, so last time we were working on the UI for leveling up. Yeah, so we've got... These might have been hard-coded. These need to be formatted, too. And the text for everything as it stands here. Also a thing that needs to be worked on. Okay, so... Thank you for the super chat. You shouldn't give me money, Cry. You should save that for yourself. The alert works. I heard the alert. Okay, so, we gotta get back into this. So we gotta refresh ourselves on where everything is, what we're doing here exactly. I want to try to clean up the UI a little bit, I think. So we have these gene cards. Which are here. We do scale these size-wise. I can buy Doritos. Oh, thank you for giving me the go-ahead to buy Doritos. Do they cost more than 2? It depends on the size you get. Okay, if we make these scale... Wait, no, because this is... Well, yes. Yes, we can do this. Because those are the individual cards that become buttons. This is the actual object directly. So if we scale both of these, this should work. We might have to reposition these. I'm thinking they just need to be bigger in the UI so the text is more legible. Okay. Oh, I think it's... Wait, is it? Level cards 2, level cards 1. Oh, animation end. Is 2 even used? Asking real questions. I think this is unused. Because I think this we specifically turned into these. Did we not? Let's test this. Let's make this really big. So I can figure out if I did not use this. I left this off in a really bad state. Because I left this off with a new mechanic half implemented, and then I played GWE3 for like 2 months. Or whatever. Okay, so at no point is there giant cards. So this is deprecated. Can I spell deprecated? No, apparently not. There we go, deprecated. Okay. So we increase the size of these, of this animation here. So these are shifting. So it's not as simple as scaling. We do need to like adjust positions, which makes sense because these are probably being squeezed together, right? Yeah, because this one comes way over there. So the initial X position looks about right. Hey, Donut Lord, welcome to the stream. So I think, let's see here. So the gene cards themselves, these are drawing text. Yeah, for the titles, the tiers, and whatnot. On creation, we're only scaling. We're not changing the X and Y positions. And then the buttons are just destroying it and not doing anything else for this. Level text. This this is just that little UI element there for the level up text. This should be scaled too. Okay, before we get too into the weeds on aligning this, let's think about the actual size. Because there's no point in going through a bunch of effort to aligning it and then just changing the size again. So these are coming down about like there. Let me check that again. Yeah, about there is not bad. And this one comes down kind of there over the discipline thing. So if we position them up higher, I think I could make them bigger too, maybe slightly. They're getting close to the sidebar, but that's not that bad. So we do this guy. Let's see what happens if we make them 40% of size. And yeah, I think we're going to up this to 2 streams a week because this is theoretically the most important thing I do. Okay, that's really big in terms of like its positioning, which makes sense. Animation end. All right, this is everything that controls. Okay, this is what controls the position of those generated cards. Mm-hmm. So the trading buttons here. Oops. Destroys training, date, time, am training, global function growth. So add XP function, which is buried in the scripts. Add XP, to show debug message, level up function. Level up function if target is player or enemy. Vars, new level, instance create. So this is where this is generated. So let me pull out my notebook and start jotting down some information on coordinates. So we're currently creating the first UI element, 140 by 100. This is the depth. This doesn't matter. That goes to the level cards. Object here. This animation ceases, and then we're creating the new UI element. 3 of these at positions of, wait. Yes, okay. So we just repeated this. Rather than doing this as a loop, we made it kind of wordier, but whatever. But this is easier to tune, I guess, technically. 180, 350, 450, 350, and 720, 350. Then we sized these up. Now, if I put the UI element at position, say, 0, I don't remember if this is X or Y. X is first. It says right there. This is one problem too when you like come back to something 2 months later. It's just like you change your mind on shit. I need to change this title screen too. That's not very good. Okay, so that comes down there. I think we want to position the Y higher. Honestly, what if I just do 0, 0? Hey Samsung, how's it going? So if we start at 0, 0, so that kind of, yeah, that overlaps the trading thing. I don't necessarily want that overlapped. We start at 0, 50. So that's not bad. The bottom position of the animation is about there. Now, if we make this slightly bigger, let's try 35%. This is Game Maker. Okay, so those drop very far down in the interface, which is not ideal. But I could reposition this higher up. Actually, honestly, if they're all the way at the bottom, it's not the worst thing in the world. Because we just want to maximize the readability here. We don't really care that much about temporarily overlapping like the placeholder UI elements for economy and stuff. These don't matter. Okay, so the cards stop just before the bottom of the screen. I think that's fine. And we're not overlapping the training feedback message for the level up UI. So I think this positioning 0.25 works. So new position 0 by 25. We need to scale up the resulting card element and the label. So level text, size 0.35. And the cards. Wait, these are already... Oh no, this is the full animation. The individual cards are here, the gene cards. No, they're just the text positions. Okay, and then we need to slow down this animation so that we can actually position this better. I don't know if I should. "30 FPS. I probably shouldn't mess with the sprite directly. Do we ever define... Did we ever define a playback speed? I don't think we did. This is just playing at like maximum speed. There should be the capability to do that. We probably have that on the, image speed. The speed at which it will cycle through, yeah, but that doesn't tell me. It says unit speed 1.25. 0 times unit speed. That's not useful, per se. That's because See, here we don't mess with the image speed. We only mess with the speed, which is the movement of the sprite across the screen, not the rate at which the frames play. So did I define a frame rate in here? Yes, FPS 4. So this has a rigidly defined frame rate. Which is questionable. It's completely placeholder anyway, though. So it probably doesn't matter. Okay, what if we just do that then? This does have a lot more frames overall, which is something to think about. I could also not clear it, actually, is probably better. Yeah. Well, let's take a look at the rate at which the animation plays and tune that. I guess. Just because. Yeah, that's way too slow. I mean, it's not super slow, I guess. Yeah, I mean, I might leave that. This is 30 frames overall, right? Doesn't just default to that, right? Yeah. So this is 30 frames. Wait a second. Oh, this is the yeah. Right. Let's make it 15. We'll speed up slightly. We'll leave it there. And then if we go to the object that uses the sprite now, just this, we go to animation end. We have creating the cards. Then we're destroying itself here at the end. So if we just don't destroy itself, now we can use that to align. Compiling slowing down noticeably. I don't know if that's okay. Yeah, so now it loops, but we can see where. So these should be moved down slightly, then moved out. I probably should have just jotted down the initial stuff. Before I started messing with it. That's a bit of a mistake. Okay, so what if we put this one at 0? I don't know. I think that's not going to be right because I think the card itself, the edge of it, does not align with the edge in the full animation. This has been an important exercise, maybe in modularizing like animations yet, because it's all over there. Okay. But it's about like halfway between where it used to be. And they shouldn't be quite so far down either. $65, $365. Now these were 180. We do 100. Hey Rugops, how's it going? Is the middle card aligned at all? It probably isn't anymore. Call this 800. Let's take a look at that. So they're kind of close. The middle card is not aligned. Everything's got to move that way, except for this one's actually almost there. Slightly down. Okay. This is me making a dinosaur game. I'm not an artist, so it looks like shit. My main goal is to get a lot of the coding for a vertical slice done, and then think about where to go from there as far as assets, art assets go. Right now, we're tinkering specifically with the level up UI interface. But it'll be a dinosaur raising and battling game. You watched the first 2 episodes of the new CT season? Crazy already. I watched the first one. I think I'm going to put the video out on Saturday. I haven't edited it or anything yet, so I think that makes sense. Why is my chat not scrolling properly? What is going on? Okay, maybe it's working now. It was doing some weird stuff. Okay. 810. This should be about maybe 430-ish, and then this one's got to move to maybe about 80. Yeah, no spoilers for the new season. It's way too early, and I've only watched 1 episode too, so doubly so no spoilers. Way too early for anybody, but also way too early for me. Okay. I think the height's good. Now we're too far that way. This one's almost right. And then this one's got to move this way some more. So, somewhere about 60. This one should be like 435 maybe. Try 815. No spoilers till December. That's respectable. A couple of weeks. I would honestly usually give people like a month if I was doing something, but it's not bad. Okay, everything's got to move just slightly. Yeah, to the side. 55. I thought I had 430. Did I not have 430? I might have moved something else. Yeah, bring back the JPOG Albertosaurus screen. Let's go. Okay, there's still some shifting. Is there? Yeah, a little bit. Okay, so definitely part of the problem is everything is not nicely aligned by fives anymore. So let's go like +2, +2, and then like minus. Wait. Actually, I don't remember what that one was supposed to be. Whatever. I shouldn't have done this. I should just kept with what it was. I don't know why I decided to resize this today as the first thing I did. It was very dumb. This was very pointless. This is pretty good. I think we gotta go slightly like +1, +0, and then like plus. No, definitely a minus. Yeah, like -3. So we do 807, we do 58. And we're never touching this again because I did this the worst way possible and it's very aggravating. Okay, but now I can definitely see the edge here, so I think I... don't like what I did. 57. 806. Okay. We need to move the other level up text too. Maybe this should be moved one more node as well. 805 maybe? Okay, and then that's this, which is created by this bit here. This should have the same position. This should just be 0.25. This should be easy to fix. Because this should be scaled the same way. One would hope. It's possible it's not. Okay, no, it's good. Oh yeah, we needed like a function to wrap the text. I remember this being a thing. Okay, I think the alignment there is all good though. Next is this destroys itself again. We don't need to align that anymore. Now we need to align the text again. These are the test genes. So that will be here on the gene card. Draw, positioning the text. Oh, let's go back and get the positions. Wait, no, this is its own. Right, but I scaled these, which is why the text doesn't align anymore. Yes. Draw text 70 plus 20. Okay, so what if we just add like 5 to everything? Did I add 5 to this one? I think I did. Okay. I also should maybe just make the text box bigger at the bottom. Although I like the DNA strand on the side. Obviously why I did it there. Okay. Um, so we need to position. So they're gonna go a little further over and a little further down. Let's work on just the titles. But then I think we should do the available tiers here differently too. Like that. I think this is our goal for the entire stream, is just to continue to refine this and get the information formatted and the proper information in here. Okay, that is too big. We can probably fit 3 lines. So 90 is close to working. So we go 95. Y plus 40 is too much, so we do like y plus 30. And 43, maybe. Okay. Did I hear the news about Trump today? What happened now? I think just a spacing of 15 years is fine. Now, do I want to try to keep this in one line, maybe? So what would I do? 3 total? X, maybe? I think. Is there another word for available? That's shorter. Because available is what I want the description to really be. Because it's not necessarily always 3 available, right? Yeah, that's not sane, huh? Um, I saw vaguely that news bite. I didn't see I saw the sedition stuff. I didn't see like the finer details of it. On hand, on deck, attainable, at hand, usable, possible. Possible is shorter. Maybe possible. Okay, now we got this text. Which I don't even remember where it was, so let's look at it again. Oh, it's still up. Well, that's fine then. So these need to be moved in line with the other text. Let's close this guy down. So these should be 95s. The positioning here should be like 200-ish. This has to be redone as a loop. So yeah, actually, this has been rendered redundant. So we'll do that. I don't remember. I think this is extracted text, right? Maybe? Also, we can space out the titles text a little bit more too. Let's go 35, 55. We call this, let's do this as this. We'll just do of. Tier 1 of 3 or whatever, I guess. Now the text is coming from the variables that are defined in the level cards. Text is card text. Now where do we get the... Okay, card text equals do card text for a particular passive. So we have our test genes. Card text is do card text are passive. Card text. Okay, so we've only got this particular one here that we've done the do card text on. The other ones are different because I just haven't done that. Yeah, this is taking the description. Let's look at this do card text function that we wrote. Base scale, array length, class percent split, return text out. Uh-huh. Sure. Sure, buddy. Okay, let's see how this looks. If we format the first one, then the other one should just fall into line anyway with the function. Okay. Closer. Now, we need to move this back up. So we put this at like 32. Now, instead of adding 20, say we had, I think we had 15 before. Did we have 15 before? 47. Run it. What's the problem? If there probably I could have cooked this in a way where I could just have mathematically aligned this shit, which would have been better. Hey, Biocraft. But I didn't do that, so now I have to like eyeball it. Okay, this should be a little further down, and then we're good on the title stuff. The bottom bar positioning is almost good. So we did plus 15. Let's do plus 17. Let's do that. We'll call you 225. Then we had 17 for 42. Okay, the title positions look good to me. I think I like that. The text box position here is fine. It is acceptable. Now we need to parse the text on the second row into multiple rows. So what we're doing here now is we need to take this line, we need to turn this into a loop. So I need to remember how to do for loops in this, of course. Because I forget every time we do this. I forget how the fucking for loops look in GameMaker. For I equals 0, blah de blah de blah. They look like that. So on the gene card, do you think of that Tyrannosaurus rex spikomels? It would be made into a shish kebab. It's probably analogous to there's like oh, fuck, what is this? There's something or an animal that's known to eat some spiny shit, eats it wrong, and it just like rips out of its throat. It'd be like that, right? If he swallowed it correctly in a way where the spines were like not jabbing into the throat, he'd be fine. Otherwise, it wouldn't be, right? Or like when you see a bird with like a snake flopping out of its neck hole. Something like that. As long as you swallow it right and it's not too frisky, then you're good to go. All right, so we want the length. Is it just length of it's an array. Array length. We'll just define this as, I guess, n. Sure. N equals array length of text with a capital T, apparently. For I from here to here. Do we index this correctly? Like, is this the correct syntax for indexing that in GameMaker? I'm gonna assume so. Every new row is 17, so we do no. This doesn't change. This is always 95. We do this plus 17 times I. Let's just see if it works. Rather than Google if the syntax is correct or check my other code, we can just see if I did it correctly. Okay. Sort of. I mean, yes, but no. Why is this? Oh, because the other line is still active. Because I didn't comment it out here. Duh. So that's the original text. Great. Okay, so that works. Now this is currently not wrapped, right? Like if we look at this again. The next thing we need to implement is text wrapping. So this specifically is breaking it up by descriptor, modifier, descriptor. And that's not exactly the thing to do. Yeah, and these ones don't have the other text properly added in, which is fine. We'll do that next. Let's leave this up on the screen for 1 second while I take a quick break. Now, I think our problem is twofold. I think really we do need to expand that text box. I think that's kind of inescapable. So I'm going to do that. So let's see. DR assets, card template. Let's open you up with GIMP. We just paste in the text box and we just drag it over. By some amount. Could just drag it over by all of the amount, maximize the space we have. I think we'll do that. As Carnogene 2. Okay, let's import our new asset. or replace our existing asset, which is this. Edit image, nope. Let's duplicate this first, just in case we mess something up here. Then import the new one. Okay, it looks like it's simple. All right, widen text box. Now we need to move this. Slightly. So we'll put these at like 55 instead of 95. We'll see how that looks. Apparently we just invaded Mexico. Are you talking about the thing at the Rio Grande, or did something new happen? I heard about the Rio Grande thing earlier, which I wouldn't really call an invasion as much as it is the typical kind of stupid fuck up that you can expect from our current administration. Okay, maybe by another 15. Put these at 40. Okay, this is 40. I can probably go like 30. 30 would be like somewhere like there. Maybe we do like 33. $32. That's pretty good. Okay, so now we need to sort out the text wrapping. Like the functionalities here, but we just got to resort this. So that's our new goal. So that is done in the script function in here. It is do card text. This returns text out. Return text out. Yeah, so we don't want to return this here anymore per se. If gene, okay, do card text if gene type is passive. Why would this be embedded here? Oh, because we only return if it's actually a passive gene. That's fine, because we'll need more stuff here. Oh, so if it's the Rio Grande thing, there was like government contractors that put up like warning signs like Department of Defense land, do not enter. And they put them up on the wrong part of the river on Mexico, like Mexican territory. And so then Mexico just came over and took the signs down. Stormed is not exactly what it was. It's still very stupid and dumb. But yeah, they just walked over, put up signs, left, and then Mexico came back, took the signs down because they put them in the wrong fucking spot. At least that's all I know about it. So I think we'll just comment this out. That's our old return statement. So now we've got this some sort of array. We need to merge these array to get components together. So I guess we just do a for loop and iterate over the array. It's probably the best way to do this. There's probably like if this was Python, there's functions you can do to just immediately merge your array together, but rather than take the time to try to find out if a similar function exists in GameMaker, I'm just going to do the thing I know I can do. And we'll worry about making it not suck later if it ever matters. So this is the text out array. Do I want this to be... Yeah, I guess we do this. We have a string. And then we do... Presumably we do string equals string plus text out I. Okay, and then if we return... We'll do it like this. If we return string... So now we should get a concatenated string, or whatever you want to call it, where all the text is in one row. And we get nothing. Okay, so that does not, that syntax does not work. Real question is, why? Show debug message. Let's look at what we are giving it for. Actually, let's do this as the message. Does this even function? Okay, that crashes. Error, animation end, variable index 3 out of range 3. Text out. Uh-huh. So I think this is not... Why did this break? Variable index 3 out of range 3. Line 86. Line 86. Line 86, line 17 on level cards. Card text equals do card. Nah, that's just the trace back. Why did that? What the fuck? There are two separate problems here, and I don't know. Does plus equals like function with strings in this game or in this engine? Hmm. It seems like it does. Very weird. I'm Yeah, this should work. I don't. From I equals 0. This syntax here should work. It seems. Unless this message is too old that I'm looking at, maybe. 2019, this could be old. Maybe it doesn't like this part? So if we do, like, the component we want is specifically this. Like, maybe directly feeding it the index from the array within the plus equals is a problem. Zero, 1, and 2. Why is variable index 3 out of range 3? Like, why is it calling variable index 3? That's what I don't. Do I just need to do like a fucking -1 here? Why would I need to do a -1? That doesn't seem right. Okay, now we're back to nothing. This loop only goes off twice. This shouldn't be, this is not correct. Is it an issue ever with that being like empty? Does it not know it's a string if it's empty? Do I need to initialize it with some sort of a like text effect? Like, is that a thing? Show debug message string. Show debug message string plus components. I don't understand. I'm missing something probably super obvious, and it's not clicking for some reason. Okay, but nothing showed up there. Why did nothing show up there? I don't understand why it's not even I. So the return is like failing. What the fuck? Wait, I additional damage. Wait, what the fuck? I'm very confused. Why is this? I don't understand how this can possibly be returning nothing. Well, no, it never returns because it never returns. It never reaches the return. That's not it. No, I'm thinking about that wrong for sure because it's crashing in loop. Duh. Um. Okay, so it says it goes through. It says 0. I show the debug message for the I index, which is 0. This calls component. This shows the string. This shows string plus component. None of this functions. It goes 0, 1, I additional damage. That doesn't make any fucking sense. Oh, because, wait, what? Okay, let's take this -1 out of here. It's gonna crash anyway, so like, who fucking cares? I don't... What am I doing wrong here? I don't know why this is fucking broken. What in the fuck? It doesn't pull the tab. Like, I get this debug message, but I don't get this debug message. I don't understand how it's happening that way. I'm so fucking confused. What the fuck? Why would this be the output? How is it feeding me that on the terminal line? I don't understand. So, it shows me a 0. Time comes to read text out, I. And what? It just like fails? Like, I don't understand. How can it just fail? Zero, 1, 2. What the fuck? I'm completely at a loss. Okay, so let's do. I know I'm stupid. I I have Python brain rot. It doesn't know what the for loop is because I don't have the fucking brackets. Ugh. That's why the first line worked. Yeah, see, now it doesn't crash. The readout is still fucked, but it doesn't crash. Because it's not trying to index something that doesn't fucking exist. 0, byte attack steal. Then we get the I, which is a string. We get I byte attack steal. And it goes to 1, 10%. I byte attack steal 10%. Wait, this is sort of working. Why is this sort of working? Until it gets to the end and then it returns nothing. If string plus equals component is updated properly, which it is. What the fuck? Okay. Show debug message of string. This now looks like it is not working. Because this was working in the readouts. So why does that not work? Debug. Wait, no, it is correct. This debug message is showing the correct text. That should be this. So why is this? Because it's not an array anymore. I don't have to define it as an array, right? I can just do this. Yeah, because it's not an array and it's trying to like index it or whatever, and it can't. Yeah. Because I type changed like a dumbass. Oh, we did it. Why is there space in the front? Why is there an empty space? I know why there's an empty space. Because I have this here. Yes. Can I do, am I allowed to like index a string in this and do like this? No. Can I just clip clip a string? I just want to clip off the 0th index. That's all I need to do. Ooh, wait, what? You can create multi-line string literals by preceding the whole string with the at character. Holy shit. Wait, that's so good. This doesn't need to be an array at all. Okay, but this doesn't actually tell me how to kill a string trim? String trim start. That sounds right. All leading white space characters removed. string to trim, substring, array containing strings to trim. That doesn't have to, okay. So we just want to do this. Okay. All right. We learned multiple useful things. So if we do... Oh, well, I don't... But the string line wrap... No, I want to do this manually. I don't want this to define the line wrap for myself. Let's make sure that works. Great. Okay. Now, how do we need to, now we need the wrapping. So we have a single sentence. Now we need a function that can iterate over it in some way and then break it up. So string repeat, lower letters, insert, copy, delete, trim, and split. This function splits a string into separate strings given the delimiter. I don't want to split by a delimiter per se. I do want to split by a delimiter, but I don't want to split by the delimiter always. How do I do that? String join? Ooh, nice. That's what we do to combine arrays. So that would have been functional. What about the string format? String length, okay. Okay, I see the pieces I need to do this. To the notebook. So we want to split it first, and then count characters. Is that how I want to do it? Yes. Okay, so we want string length, string underscore length, and we want string underscore split. String underscore split. The example is you do for string split. Yeah, so if we do string split, string, comma, space. So this gives us now a list. Let's just write this down. This is an array of individual words. Now we need a string array for the output. We need a loop. We need current word. So current line. So we have a current line. We loop over the arrayed string. This function should probably be completely rewritten because I feel like we can do this better. Honestly, if I wrote out the text, fuck it. As long as it works, who cares? It can be cleaned up later. array of individual words. This is our output array. And this is an array entry we build up. Let's just put a placeholder in here. I want to run this real quick and do a character count. Okay, so 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, call it 24 or 25 characters. We'll call it 24 characters per line. So if we're on 24 characters per line, okay, I think we can modularize this properly. So we got a new word, which is the entry we're looking at from the array. We've got a length for the new word, which is the string length of new word. And then we have current length, which is string length of the current line. So now we want to check. We want if cur length plus new length is less than 25 plus 1 is less than 25. Do the thing. And if it isn't, do the other thing. So in case A, we format this. Is my text scrolling? Yes. We format this where we take the new word and we add that to current line. So we do current line equals current line. No, plus equals works. Plus equals space. I'm going to do this on separate lines just in case it makes a difference. But then we do current line plus equals the new word. Else we do... Okay, so if it would be too long, we go and put... we do array push. Oops. Array push to the string array, the current line. Then we blank out the current line, resetting it back to nothing. That should be it. Now this is now returning the string array. Then we still need to cut the space off the front again. Wait, no, because it's split. Does this start with a blank? We'll find out. Let's just run this. Okay, we get nothing. Why do we get nothing? Array push, string array, current line, otherwise current line, nothing. Return string array. Array length of, oh, whoops. This is string 2. Yep, I crossed my wires. String 2i. That's string array. Okay. Oops. What did I click? Stop. That's fine. Okay, we got a full crash. Dot string array not set before reading it. Line 105. Line 105. Wait. Array push text out string n. Array push text out. Wait. This should be. Oh, it's string Gary. Not string array. Simple typo. Easy. Okay. Byte attack, steal 10%. Okay, this almost worked. Interesting. Let's look at the array. Wait a second. Array push string array current line. If it's less than 25, else we do this. This gets pushed. This is the only way this makes it to the array. That worked. Current line is blanked. And then we continue the loop. Is the issue okay? Let's check what the array looks like internally before the return fires. Byte attack steal 10% is what it reads. With 2 leading spaces. Because, yes, I understand why that would be. So I think the string split of string here doesn't function correctly. So trim string. We'll call this 3 in case we need to harken back to the other form at all. So that fixes the leading spaces. Now the problem has got to be in here somewhere? Let's see if this is firing properly on checking every word. Maybe that's the issue. But it takes still 10% additional damage. It is finding every word. Wait, how is there still a leading space? What the fuck? Oh, because it puts a space before the new one. Yes. Current line plus new word. Yes. So we do 26. So we do another string trim. Here. Fine. That's fixed. So this works. This is finding the new words. Gets the length. Gets the current length, which should be 0. Let's check that. I think this is probably not working. This would make sense. Would it make sense? No, because it should push it multiple times. Wait, I think I know what's wrong. Let's check the readouts anyway, because we're here. Bite attack, deal 10%. Time to set game. Wait, what? Wait, now this just didn't do anything? Oh, because the line is blanked. Wait, what? Array push. Oh, I know why this doesn't fucking work. Because I don't array push the final line at the very end. Duh. Because I need to... the last line never completes propagation. Yeah. Okay, I'm stupid. Bear with me. This is 100% the bug. This bug. This particular bug that we're squashing. Ta-da! Bite attack, deal 10% additional, 10% damage. Okay, so the additional also doesn't propagate, so that's actually 2 bugs, not 1 bug. There's 2 unrelated bugs, which is... yes, we need to do this. So we start a new line, so it actually is not blank, it's new word. Duh. Yes. Bite attack, deal 10% additional damage. Beautiful. Formatting correct. Great. So now we got to fix up the other 2. These are easy fixes. These are just controlled in... no. In here. So, what we do is we do... yeah, this. Okay. And then we change card text here. Fucking beautiful. That's glorious. Okie dokie. So these are hard coded here. The other thing is we need to push these actually through to the animal. So we have a somewhere where shit is initialized. This is something we should adjust. Okay, whatever passive dictionary. I don't remember if these are all properly implemented. I don't think they are. Yeah, here, title stuff defines our variables. These should really, really, really be moved to somewhere not dumb. Okay, so we've removed passives altogether. So we want to go just global.pc.passives. We just push it to there. And that is when you pick a card. So specifically, clicking the button. Is that right? This is an array. We're pushing this with the title, which is the title. Now, that is pushing. Okay, we need the actual implementation of this in the scripts. Stat growth, passage of time, get text, condition, check. Nope. Check situation, check subtype. We're looking for passives. Level up, do card text, stat growth, passage time. Let's be further down. Parse passives. Attacker stats.passives. So this is a particular passive out of all passives. And then we're splitting it by comma. This is the name. This is the rank. Yeah, so the ranks were appended to the name is the intended logic here. This is what yeah, comma, rank. Okay. So, back in the object card, we are doing title plus string comma plus a rank tier. Title and tier. That should be all we need to pass. Capital T tier. Tier. And theoretically now this should be functional. This is the recreating how we originally just added passives. But adding them dynamically as we do the training. So if we take osteoderms, actually let's take steel trap. And then we go to maybe a tournament. We start the battle. I don't remember if we had any. Okay, it did break. Script parse passives. Okay, so we got to crash. Error. Structure get argument correct. Incorrect type undefined. Expected a number. Pass info equals global passive. Pass name effect. Shit. Shit. Line 325 is the problem line. The problem is here. Global.passive master of pass name 1. An effect. Pass name 1 is this being split at the comma. This should be right. But it's clearly not. Incorrect type undefined expecting a number, though. For object OAI. GML script parse passives. Let's check before we get too into the weeds. I don't have a passive defined on that. Damn. Fuck. So is the issue the way I define the passive? Probably. Pass name 3-1, rank integer 64. Oh. Is this not this is the line that's breaking. It's giving me the wrong line for the error. So the problem is with what we're doing. And the reason for this, tier 1 wait. We get a name. We pass a tier 1 string, available tiers. Yeah, it should be just 1. Tier 1, yes. Array push. Okay, that looks right though. Um, pass name 3, string dot split, pass name 2, splitting at the comma. Where 1 is the name, 2 is the rank. Why does that not work? Um, Steel trap comma 1. I'm at a loss again. Pass name 3, 1. I'm missing something. Obviously. Okay, so now we look at the crash log. Player 1. Yeah, why is it 1? It should be 1. Like, sorry, why does 1 not work? I don't understand where the error is coming from. I don't know why it's not getting. Oh, wait. I think I know what the problem is actually. Do I know what the. I think Yeah, I'm pretty sure I know what the problem is. Um, Let me verify, but I'm like almost certainly know what the problem is. The problem is it's not the name is wrong. Hit me. Thank you. Okay, so yes, the name in the internal code here is currently steel space trap, but if we go here and we look at the passive dictionary, because of the way I set it up, steel trap, no spaces. We need to remove the intervening space before we store it in the data. That's the trick. So we go here. This is where the error is. We're passing, the title needs to be adjusted. So how do we need to remove all the spaces from a string. String replace. String, substring, new string. String to be parsed, substring within the string to replace, new string to replace the previous one. That's exactly what we need. So we do that replaces the title. The substring is this. The new string is this. And that should be it. Kill this. It should work nested like that, I would think. Okay. You were bitten in the corner. Oh, we're almost dead. Ooh, we landed a fat hit. We didn't die. 16 to 27, still like a loss though. All right, cool. That works. Great. So that is all correct and fixed. So that all works. Now, those abilities can all be added. So let's test this. So now we need logic for like removing the redundancies and increasing the rank. So I'll take the first one. I'll take the second one. We'll take the third one. Now we have 3 passives, theoretically. Yep. All 3 passives are registering internally. Oh god, we're fucked. So the bleed ticks don't kill us, which is funny. I'll have to fix that at some point. All right, cool. Very cool. So, yeah, we need to implement the full genome. 845. We'll start on that. Genome implementation is kind of a big project. Specifically, I don't think we have much of anything. Okay, we started it here. We started a list of dominant recessives. This might be more of a puzzler, something I need to think about more. Maybe this isn't a tonight thing. Let's check my spreadsheet. I haven't looked at this in a bit. So we've got How am I doing this? My own fucking spreadsheet's too confusing. Health base, passive 1. Oh, that's what we're doing, yes. 18 passives, yes. Base attack, flexes, and then these carry back over and wrap down below. So we're doing something like this. So the full chromosome spread. I'm just thinking about how I should cook this up. It's 48 chromosomes. Okay. Why did that do that? So yeah, let's set this to fully simulate the Carnotaurus situation. So we have the chromosomes coming from the father. So we have the chromosomes coming from the mother. Let's just call these Carnotaurus F and M. So each of these has some sort of defined effect. Um, two effects, actually. Following some particular template. Let's just leave it as filler. This is fine. Leave it like this. We'll fill these in when we implement them. So the combination of these two sets of chromosomes dictate what traits are expressed for your animal. And then when you level up, you reference 3 chromosomes for the 3 passive abilities. Or the actives. So to get a recessive trait, you have to have the recessive chromosome for both. Otherwise, if you have a dominant, the dominant overwhelms the recessive. If you have non-matched dominance, one of the two at random is chosen. And if you have the same dominant, then that one always shows. Now, this is defining available attacks and available recessives. Or available passives. Both dominant, recessive in both cases. And then we got the junction point between these. That can get sorted out later. Right now, we just need to define what the genome looks like and then randomize it. So I suppose we should have the categories input. Yeah. I know something we can implement right now and that we should implement right now, which is the rank system. Okay, that's our new project for the, well, we're almost done with the stream here, actually. But, yeah, rank here. So we need to update the ranks. So that should be done here. So we should actually check if passive in array update rank instead, which will be dictated when they're assigned to the cards. Yes, okay. So the tier, this could be 2 or 3 already here. So what we need to do is remove the rank -1 if it exists. Okay, so let's look at the game maker array functions. See what we can do here. Okay, that didn't tell me any functions. Weird. We look at array push, back to array functions. There we go. Array get, truth value from an index. Array pop. Removes the last element in the array. That's not what we want. Insert, delete, array get index. Function gets the index of a specified value. Array get index is what we could use. Look in the array, find the value. Yes, okay. So if we do we look in passives, get index from passives for this. This is the value. Let's just call this val here. Let's get rid of all those errors. Let's do this. The value is this. We want to do... We want to integerize the tier. So we do this. We subtract 1. We turn it back into a string. So if we're taking tier 2, if this is tier 2, we go through, we find tier 1. Tier 1 is removed. Well, not yet, but will be removed. Okay, so can I just pop this then, now that I have the index? Because array pop is no bonus values. Okay, so that's not it. Array delete deletes a single value, array index number. Okay, this should just be that. So we've retrieved the index. Now we want to delete the index. So we want to go with the global PC passives array. We want to clear the entry that corresponded to the deranked version. And this is a number. Should this be 0 or 1? 1. Okay. So that kills it. So all we have to do here is do this. If int 64 of tier is greater than 1, do all this. So if we add a rank above 1, we have to delete the previous rank. Now, we need code that actually ranks it up if it's already in. So that would be when they're created. Here. Yeah, tier is just defined as a value. Okay. So now I'd want to find them. We need to parse the existing passive list and compare. So we want to do what we had on the other thing. Okay, so we're doing these one at a time. So I guess we just do this on a particular test gene, right? And then probably clean this functioning stuff here up so it's not so hard-coded and loop it or something. So we've got, let's set it up here. So we've got the name, the defined name is test genes 0. The tier we can assume to be 1. So we do this. So that it's steel trap comma 1, no spaces. Now we want to go into this list and see if it's in there. So we just want a true false statement, essentially. Insert shift pop copy create get array get. Retrieve the value. No need to retrieve the value. First, last, resize, advanced. Array find index. Array any. Any one element in the given array matches a column. Returns a Boolean. Array function. Predicate method. If val equals apple. Wait. Okay, I see how this works. This is actually much more useful. I think. Is it? Maybe not. Ray Annie. Wait, array contains is probably just better. Because this is more elaborate. Might take longer to parse. Value to check inside the array. So this is just the def name. Okay, I don't think I need the check value. We just do this. If this, rank tier is now 2, which replaces this. So if it's a 1, it now levels up to 2. Let's tighten it up further. If it's 2, it's 3. If it's 1, it's 2. Yeah. The order actually doesn't matter on this. These should be strings. Oops. Rank tier. Okay. Then the card text part. So if we go to the card text part, how do we do that exactly for the rank? Do card text, base, scale, class, gene type, gene data, tier. Tier is passed here under do card text, which means all we have to do rank tier. Card vars tier, do card text. Int 64 of rank tier. Which should start as 1. Theoretically, this should scale now. Let's test it. This is the last thing we're doing on the stream. Hopefully this just works, and I can go wrap things up for the night and get ready to go to the gym. Train HP. Cards come up. Steel Trap Tier 1. We take it. Train, whatever. Okay, Steel Trap Tier 2 of 3. Bite attacks with 20%. Fucking, it just works! Oh, but they're all Tier 2. Why are they all Tier 2? Okay, well, test what happens if we go over. Tier 3. Tier 1. Okay, it resets, which is fine. That should never come up, but that at least doesn't break the game. Okay, so why did this... Oh, I think I know why. Yeah, because it's all test gene 0. 0, 0, 0, 0. Now, if 1, 1, 1. If 2, 2, 2. Now it's fixed. Now it's fixed. We're good to go. Okay, that's going to be it for the stream. I already know this fixed it. I don't have to test it, but I am going to. This was a shorter one. The plan for next week is to do more of these. Twice a week. For longer. I want to ramp up development a little bit. Tier 1, Tier 2, Tier 1. Because we've been stagnant for a while, and part of me is considering getting more serious about this than we already are. If that's the case, it would be good for me to make more headway on this project before I decide just how serious about this project I am.